Hi guys, and welcome to The Leap. I'm so excited. We're so excited because some incredible things are unfolding from this community that we're creating here. And you are so much a part of it, Leapers. You're so much a part of it, and we're so excited. The last time that we were on together, we talked about the things that prevent us, or the thing that prevents us from being great. And we, through conversation, kind of discovered that it was fear. And so this session, we're actually going to talk about how to overcome it. So what do we need to do? What are the steps that we need to take in order to overcome fear? And so I'm joined again by our fabulous therapist in residence, Sameka Yisrael-Johnson. And if you don't know about Sameka, she's incredible. She is the founder of Mental Health Moments, which is a video blog that comes on 3 times a week. It talks about different things you can do to overcome mental health challenges. So, Meg, so let's start talking about what are some things that we can do right now to overcome fear.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody. And first and foremost, when we're looking at fear, if fear is that one thing that is keeping you from propelling to that next level, keeping you from stepping out there, the first thing that we need to do is to consult a higher power. We have to talk to our Creator. We have to speak to God and realize that He has created us for anything and everything that is within His purpose. So, this world is only as small as we allow ourselves to feel in it. And if we just think beyond our immediate reach, immediate surroundings, think beyond our neighborhoods, beyond our cities, beyond our states, beyond the United States, this is a huge world. And so everything that is within this world is available to us if we are ready to take that step and to explore it. So we have to seek God first. We have to seek Him first. We have to understand what is it that He has in line for us. Because there is one thing about going according to your own plan versus going according to His plan. And sometimes we can think, we have His plan in mind, and He will quickly show us that, no, that's not what I wanted you to do.
Yes,
So
yeah.
we seek Him first, we can get that path, that ultimate path.
Right.
Okay. And what He has in store for us, no one can take it away, right? It doesn't matter. Right. If it's for you, it's for you. That door will be opened. If it's not for you, that door will be closed.
Exactly.
So the first thing we need to do is seek God. Pay attention and recognize the clues, recognize the trails of breadcrumbs that are left guiding you along that way. You got to get fear out of the way. Because if fear is there, you're not even going to recognize what is opening up for you. You're not going to recognize the opportunities that are available to you. You got to seek Him first. He doesn't give us a spirit of fear. So we get right with Him.
Yeah.
When I say get right, like seek His counsel, seek that godly counsel, and find out which direction you're going in.
Yeah.
He will lead you to the next level.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And I mean, I think for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but one of the things that I realized very quickly is that everything that God created for me is available for me. It's not off limits. It's not off limits. So if there's something that I would, that is within the will of God for my life, it's not unattainable for me.
Yeah.
It's reachable because it's mine.
Absolutely.
It's totally mine. So that in itself, it was like a huge revelation for me, that it's not unavailable to me. I I can get it. I can attain it. If I just change my mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, it's interesting because sometimes we can get so bogged down in the who, what, when, where's, and why's about things, when if we're relying on him and being obedient, that, oh my God, he's gonna work that thing out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He will totally work it out for you.
Yeah.
We don't always know how things are going to unfold, and sometimes it's a hindrance because we're so used to everything being right there and clear, that it can sometimes become a hindrance when we don't see it right in front of us. But we have to listen to him. So instead of asking yourself, ask God.
Yeah.
Ask your creator, ask the Most High, instead of asking yourself. Seek that higher power.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Understand that your purpose is connected to a service. That's one of those key things.
Yeah.
Your purpose is connected to a service. So don't get caught up in the word service. I can't think of any profession or anything right now, okay, that doesn't include helping someone else. I
There is
can't
none.
think of it.
There is none. All of our gifts and talents were given to us to be of service to someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be of service to someone else, to help or make life less difficult for someone else.
And that would be working in his purpose. So ask him, how can I, you know, love others by serving? How can I love my neighbor? How can I love myself within the heart, using the passion, using the gifts that God has given you? I mean, it's when you think of it that way, it's like you have to get beyond yourself.
Right. Right.
And sometimes that fear is holding you back, but you got to get beyond that because you have a bigger purpose. We have a bigger purpose in this world.
Yeah.
So we can't be bogged down by fear. We have work to do. We have assignments to complete.
Yeah. You know, an author, Craig Goschel, wrote in his book, Divine Direction, God wants us to contribute rather than consume. So he wants us to put in rather than take out.
Absolutely.
And once we swallow that pill and realize that it's not about what we can get, but what we can give, what we can add, then I think our lives start opening up. Opening up to the possibility of greater. Because we're not trying to figure out how to get and hoard. We're trying to figure out how to create.
Yes. One of the key things I'll tell you, and I'm learning this because, you know, this is a part of my journey as well. So when you realize that you have to add value, you have to add, you cannot be a taker. You know, I was just sitting with a wonderful group of people because you have to have like-minded people around you. And we were talking this evening and talking about, are you someone that is adding value or are you subtracting?
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be able to add, you have to be able to give back. I don't care what you're doing. You are adding value in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You're adding value.
You know, I even think about it like when I first started my business, you know, I was like, okay, well, where do I begin? And so the thing that immediately popped up to me was, well, what I do is about creating relationships. And if I'm creating relationships, then in order to create relationships with someone, I have to create value with that person. I have to establish that what I do is valuable and that they want to buy into that and they want to support the cause and they want to help elevate the cause. So what I did was I just went out there and I went to people and I said, hey, I can do this for you for nothing. For nothing.
Wow.
For nothing. And, you know, I have responsibilities and bills and things that are playing in the background, but I knew that I had to establish value with people in order for them to feel as if that they could trust me.
Right.
They would be willing to participate in the work that I was doing. So Mek, you're absolutely right. We do have to create value in order to continue to do, or to do the work that God has created for us to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true. And everything you're saying, even the part about trust, building the relationships. When you're adding value, you're building those relationships, and people want to trust who they're working with. They want to know that you stand for something, you know? They want to know that you're reliable and that your word is your bond. What you say you're going to do or produce is what actually is, you know, that's the outcome. So that's a key thing. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, you know, in order to grow. We have to be we have to be vulnerable, but we have to be vulnerable in the eyes and in the presence of God.
Yeah.
We have to allow ourselves that space and just ask, you know, what is it that you created me to be? Whose life have you created me to touch? You know, like we said before, our growth may be attached to someone else's blessing or someone else's growth. So we have to allow that space to be vulnerable and to receive direction.
Yeah. You know, and vulnerability is such a beautiful thing. I think we often think of it as being something where you're weak,
right,
and your defenses are down. But if you think about the relationship between God and us, it's the moment where we're the strongest, because we can still stand in the things that make us messy, but it makes us beautifully human.
Right.
It makes us beautifully human, and it gives us the ability to touch other people who are beautifully human as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that vulnerability it's a powerful thing. And I think one of the things in the journey of taking the leap is that we should embrace our vulnerability and ask others to participate in that as well, because there's so many things that can come from it. Honesty, you know, finding your self-worth, being empowered, you know, being released.
Oh, yes. Freedom.
Right? Freedom, right? You know, we keep going back to that story of my kids saying that, you know, get free. Yes, there's freedom in vulnerability as well.
Yeah. And even out of that time, out of that space, and out of that time or those moments of feeling vulnerable, that's when we can create those personal missions. You know, you can create that purpose. You can identify what your purpose is and create those personal missions. And I know that, Kay, you've mentioned like you have a mission statement that
I do.
You know.
I feel so corny because I feel like I'm the kid in the class and they're like, yes, my name is Henton-Jones and I have a personal mission statement. Well, my personal mission statement is to encourage God's people to find their voice and purpose, and to help them share it with the world.
Yeah.
That's the one that I've created for myself. So then my question is, what's yours? What's yours? Do you have one, Mac?
Well, I think my mission statement is adapting. Honestly, if I can be honest, it is changing. It is changing because I'm changing and I'm growing. So as I continue on this journey, I'm getting more information. I'm getting more clarity. I am receiving more clarity. So I have the you know, my purpose. I understand that. And now I'm attaching that whole mission with it. So I will definitely share.
Yes.
A personal mission statement in the leap. But I am definitely in that space where I'm understanding, you know, I'm understanding it and it's coming together for me. So I'm excited about that, because that in itself is like an element of guidance. It's kind of like a more direct roadmap. Like if you know what this is what you're working towards, this is what you're giving and what you're producing out here in the world.
I agree. And I mean, one of the things too, like, you know, in coming up with your personal mission statement for your life, is you want to write your vision in plain.
Yeah.
You know, the word says that without a vision, the people perish.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to perish.
No. 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 And then, you know, sometimes we can overthink things, you know? Sometimes we can overthink things. And that's something that I do at times. You know, you can just kind of think something to death because you're expecting it to look like this little package right here.
Mhm.
And that may not be what is in store for you. But that vision, oh, that vision is so important.
Yeah.
That vision is so important. You know, to see something visually, you can think about something in your head, you can think it up, you can dream it up, but until you start putting that plan down,
Yes, on paper.
put that plan to paper,
Mm-hmm.
that becomes your map.
Mm-hmm.
So I am, like, you know, visions, I'm a total believer in vision boards. I'm a total believer in planning. And it helps you identify where you're growing,
Right.
which areas you're growing. And I mean, that's what helped me personally, even with taking a step to do the mental health moments. I know that part of my mission is to increase mental health awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and to decrease the stigma associated with mental health, especially in certain cultures and communities.
Yes.
So I know that is a part of my purpose, and that will be an element of my mission statement. And there's some other things also.
Yeah.
But you know, that vision helped me with that.
Mm-hmm. You know, like even in my own life, like I have notes all over my bedroom. You can probably even see a note here on my wall that I've written, and some of them are scriptures. Some of them are things that I'm praying that the Lord will do in my life. Some of them are just big visions in scope, vision plans that the Lord laid on my heart. And I'm like, okay, I'm putting it back out there so that A, I can see it and I can be accountable.
Yes.
You know, and B, that I can be reminded. You know, sometimes we lose our direction. Sometimes we can lose faith. Sometimes we can just lose energy. And we have to put visual reminders in front of us to say, oh, this is where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wherever you are right now, you got to readjust and get back to where you're supposed to be. So,
and that's going to be important, and that's paramount for anyone that's in a leap. You know, if you're in that place where you're starting that journey, you have to write these things down. You know, when things come to you, they come to you for a reason.
right.
You know, God gives you dreams, he gives you visions. I have a quote on my mirror. It says, you either have to expand your mind to fit your dreams and goals, or your mind will shrink. You know, so you either expand your mind to fit the goal and the dreams, or your dreams will shrink to stay with the size of your mind.
Mm.
I mean, and I've had that on my mirror for a couple of years now. And I just leave it there. And it's my reminder that I need to continue to grow. We all have to continue to grow. If we were supposed to stay the same, we would never be up walking around. We'd still be babies crawling on the floor. Everybody is supposed to grow. Developmentally, we're all supposed to grow. And we have to be okay with that and embrace that. Be okay with it. Be okay with the growth.
Yeah.
You're destined. We're destined for greatness. We have to be okay with it.
Yeah, we have to be okay with it. You know, I don't know if many of you are familiar with the movie War Room, but the actress who played the lead in the movie, Priscilla Schreier, she recently said, I caught her in an interview, and she said, if you aim at nothing, you will actually hit it.
Wow.
If you aim at nothing, you will hit it.
Wow. I mean, that's plain and simple. That's plain and simple. It goes back to having no vision.
Yeah.
If you aim at nothing, you would hit it. You know, if you have no vision, you will perish.
Yeah.
If you do nothing, you've still made a decision to do nothing.
To do nothing. Yes. Yes, Mac. That's good too. Yes, that making no decision is still a decision. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. And that's not what we want.
No.
For the viewers. That is not what we want. So we got to write these visions down. Write your ideals down. because sometimes you need to remind yourself what you're made of, how
Yeah.
much potential you have,
Yeah.
you know?
And all of us, the thing is, it's like, you know, we each have something uniquely gifted and special about each of us. There's something uniquely different about Sameka than me. And there's something uniquely different about me than you.
Absolutely.
That's what makes you so impressive. That's what makes you so incredible. And that's why you're still breathing, because you are special and significant and purposed for a reason.
Yes.
You know, you can't deny that. You can't walk away from that. And you definitely, if you've got gifts latent inside of you just chilling, it's time for them to come out.
Yeah. You know, you ever heard how people say, we sometimes say that, oh, life is too short, right?
Mm-hmm.
I no longer think life is too short. I was listening to Joel Osteen, and he was saying, you know, it's not that life is too short. We just wait too long to live it.
Woo!
And when I heard that, I was like, So
You're talking to me, Joel.
right. So it's not that life is too short. We're just waiting too long to live it.
Yeah.
And that was like, you know, what I call when I get something that hits me, it's like a gut punch. Like, oh, you know, like, oh, yes, that's true. So we don't have room for excuses. If we're given another day, if we're given another opportunity here on this earth, what are we waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
What do we have to lose, you know?
Yeah.
What do we have to lose? Time is still going to pass. So it pass with us leaving those gifts dormant, or it could pass with us striving and trying to add value to others, walking in our purpose, and leaving this world better than it was when we were here, right?
Yeah. Leaving a better footprint than we received it, you know. And one of the things that we need to be mindful of is knowing what our triggers are.
Yes, absolutely.
We need to know the things that are going to set us back, you know, and if we know what they are, then we need to avoid them at all costs.
Yeah, I could think of, you know, sometimes it's easy to stay comfortable, you know. We don't want to make any waves, you know. Hey, you know, I got a paycheck coming in every week, every 2 weeks. You know what amount of money you're getting. Things are comfortable. You're living a certain way, and you become complacent.
Yeah.
But we're not made to be mediocre.
Woo.
That's not what we're here for. So we have to avoid complacency. You know, you got to avoid complacency. I think sometimes we should treat ourselves the way we treat our children or other people. How you could do it. Go. You know, you need to be the best. Oh, you should try this. Oh, you should do that. Oh, you can do this. If you're one of those people that are constantly motivating others and pushing others, and you see the gifts and the possibilities and the endless opportunities for others, like, we need to get in front of a mirror and speak that to ourselves. Speak it to ourselves. Get out of that comfort zone and avoid being complacent.
Yeah. Once we realize that, it's really, in the long run, it's much easier for us to do the work than it is for us to be comfortable. And our impact will be more long lasting than being comfortable.
Yes.
You know, then I think we can change how we move forward, how we think, how we act. You know?
Absolutely. Well, another one, a good one, even in terms of getting out of that comfort zone, some of the things that trigger or that can hold people back is that self-doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Self-doubt. Like, I don't know about you, but sometimes our mind could be our worst enemy. So we have to get our mind in check. We got to get that mind right. Listen, we got to get the mind.
Yeah.
Look, we got to get the mind right. Like, mental health. That's it. It's your mind. And that self-doubt, those thoughts, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we don't understand how powerful our thoughts are.
Yeah.
because those thoughts lead to those feelings, and those feelings lead to those actions or behaviors or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Because the self-doubt is going to make you feel that you can't. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's not safe. Oh, I shouldn't do that. And then what happens? You don't make a move.
Yeah.
You don't walk in that purpose. You don't take advantage of that opportunity. So that self-doubt is another trigger. We got to avoid that.
Yeah.
You can't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Can't doubt yourself.
Yeah. And procrastination. I mean, you know, I'm here to tell you, I've been the queen of procrastination on so many different occasions that hasn't been funny. But I understand that that's a trigger for me.
Yes. Yeah.
And so one of the things that I do now, especially since I started my business, is I do something called touch it once. It's a rule that if something is in front of you, instead of putting it behind you and say, you know what, I'll get to it later, or, you know, I'll have some time later. Normally later doesn't come. We lead such busy lives. But if you see it and you touch it once, you get it done, it's off your plate. It's gone. It's no longer something that you have to be consumed by. Oh, I got to do that later on. I got to remember to do that. Or suffer the beast of completely forgetting it altogether and not ever getting it done. But
I like that.
Touch it once.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great tip.
Touch
it. Oh, comparison.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord.
Comparison. Are you window shopping in somebody else's life?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Comparison. You know, we cannot compare ourselves. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, we are individuals. We are uniquely and wonderfully made. I should not compare myself to you. I should not compare myself to the next person, to the next therapist, to the next. We're all different.
Yeah.
We are all different. So we shouldn't compare. We have our own path. We have our own direction, and we have to embrace that.
Yeah.
Comparison.
And how many of us have friends that we look at and we're like, oh my God, they lead such amazing lives. You know, they're so smart. They have this degree and that degree. And, you know, they do work with this organization. They know this person. They're doing this. But there's no difference between you and that person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just because they have those things doesn't mean that they should be exalted in any way, because they may be very miserable in the life that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no, they're not a superhuman.
Yeah.
They may have made some different decisions or done something differently, but they're not superhuman. So that comparison, we can't do it. They can't do it. That'll stop you in your tracks.
Yeah.
Stop you dead in your tracks.
Immediately. And I know one thing that we definitely need to do is we need to stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Oh, I'm waiting for this money to come through. Oh, I'm waiting for this opportunity to open up. Oh, I'm waiting for, you know, such and such to come and see about me, or
we'll be waiting. There's no perfect time. There's no perfect time. If you're given another day, there's your opportunity.
Yeah.
We got to look at that differently.
Yeah. You know, I remember when I was in school, I used to hear this statement all the time that excuses are tools of incompetence, which are built on monuments of nothingness.
Yes.
Monuments of nothingness.
Yes. Who wants to be there? Who wants to visit that monument? No.
Not me at all. Not me whatsoever.
One of those other triggers and things we should avoid, and you know, sometimes maybe people take this, you know, I don't know, maybe people can take it the wrong way, because you want to be excited about what you're doing. You want to be excited about your goal and what's driving you, but sometimes we have to be mindful of who we're talking to.
Oh yeah.
Okay? Because you may speak to a person that just reinforces all these triggers that we just talked about avoiding, right?
Yes.
You might encounter somebody that's not on board with you doing something different outside of the norm. But again, remember, what's intended for you, no one else, they may not get that. They may not understand your vision or your mission because it's not theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes we do have to be mindful about who we are talking to and sharing our information with, you know?
Yeah. And we need to remember that, you know, big dreams, having these big dreams don't stop bad habits.
Right.
Right? We can go out guns blazing, full of gusto and full of energy and full of passion and drive, but those same things that have been in our closet before, if we don't address them, they'll continue to be there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So even when a decision is made to do something, the personal development has to go with it. You have to arm yourself, especially if we've been doing the same thing for long periods of time. The personal development, we have to build ourselves up. We have to build ourselves up, make ourselves more confident in order to continue on that path.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. An author, Kelly Bellari, says that instead of running from fear, that we need to rebrand it and say we're chasing brave.
You know what? I gotta write that down. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That right there can change somebody's mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
That right there can change someone's way of thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We're
love
chasing brave. We're chasing brave. We're not living in fear.
Yeah.
We're not even running from it. We're chasing.
Right. I love that. That resonates with me. So we've been going over how to overcome fear. If fear is that one thing that's preventing you from starting that leap journey, we've just tackled how to overcome fear. What you need to do, you know, you got to dig down. If you don't have that inner strength, you have to sit with your creator.
Yeah.
You sit with God and spend some time with him and ask for that path, ask for that guidance and that direction.
Yeah. 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 You know, we also need to remember that whatever it is that we want in our lives, that however we want to grow, that there's a diet for that. Whoever we want to become, there's a diet for it. Radio host Katie Bowe says, every area of expertise has a necessary physical, spiritual, and emotional diet. Whether you plan to be a swimmer or a scientist, what you feed yourself with will either hurt you or help you. Another way of saying it is let your destiny determine your diet and not the other way around.
That's powerful. Let your destiny determine your diet. So if we know which path we're on, we can determine what we allow. But if we don't know, we'll just take anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Sameka is my accountability partner. She probably shakes her head all the time, like, really?
I know.
But she is my accountability partner. And, you know, one of the things that I would say is, you know, I'm on this journey with everyone else as well. And, you know, I called Meg up a couple months ago. We've known each other for years, but I called her up and I said, look, I need someone to, you know, not only bounce ideas off of, but I need someone to hold me accountable to the things that I say that I'm going to pursue in my life. Or else I'm just throwing it out there and it's just going to flutter off to somewhere. But I need someone to hold my feet to the fire and say, oh, so how did that go today? Or, you know, you said you were going to take care of that the other day. How did that go? And she does. She does. She's my accountability partner. And I would say to you is, if you have a big, vast dream, or even if you have a small, medium-sized dream, get someone that's on your team that's going to help hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah.
That's going to help you to be accountable so that you do make that difference in the world that you're supposed to make. You know, let that person kind of even act as even a speed bump sometimes to say, okay, maybe you should slow down, or maybe you should reconsider this. But get that person in your life that's going to be steadfast in that way.
That's a major tip that Kay just gave. That's a major nugget, an accountability partner. That's something serious, because when you're going on this journey, it's not always going to be easy, but you need to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And so having an accountability partner, trust me, I have one too. She is mine. She is sometimes you might need more than one accountability partner.
Yeah.
Depending on what areas of your life you're wanting to grow in. Mm-hmm. So, hey, you got to have somebody on your team.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody on your team. So that's a great tip.
Yes. Oh my God, the time just kind of went by so quickly because we had such great conversation and great information, and you know, we're just continuing to hope that this journey for you is as impactful as it is for us. You know, remember, we're doing this as much as we're doing it for you, we're doing it for ourselves. You know, we're growing and learning at the same pace that you're growing and learning too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, this is about adding value. So this is our part, our component. This is a part of our piece of adding value to someone else.
Yeah.
Adding value out there in the world, adding value to the universe, to have this space where people can continue to come and get motivated and be encouraged and to share what they're doing. You know, there's enough negativity.
Yeah.
We need to see people moving forward. So add value.
Yes. And abandon fear.
Absolutely.
Your dreams.
Absolutely.
You know, get the life that you want now. Don't sit, don't wait. That person's not going to come tap you on the shoulder and say, here's the life that you ordered with a side of fries.
It's not going
to happen. You just got to step out and you got to go get it. So Leapers, I am so excited. We're so excited. We already are looking forward to our next episode. We have a fabulous, amazing guest, our very first guest on the Leap. Woo! So, and it's gonna be wonderful. Great information, great topic, and really great pointers on how you can strategically move to that next level. So I'm so excited. We're so excited. And until next time, guys, leap forward now.